What if the tiredness you feel, the aches in your bones, or even the forgetfulness that creeps in aren't just signs of aging, but hidden signals from your body warning you about vitamin deficiencies? Good morning, everyone. As we age, our bodies go through changes that often make it harder to absorb the vitamins and minerals we need. The truth is, vitamin deficiencies in seniors are more common than many realize, and they can show up in ways that are easy to overlook. Today, I want to share with you the 10 early warning signs that may point to vitamin deficiency, so they can be recognized and addressed before they lead to serious health problems. Number 1. Constant fatigue. Constant fatigue is one of the earliest and most common warning signs of vitamin deficiency in seniors, yet it is often dismissed as a natural part of aging. While growing older can bring changes in energy levels, ongoing tiredness that lingers even after a full night's rest should not be ignored. This type of fatigue is different from simply feeling sleepy at the end of a long day. It can feel like a heavy cloud that follows throughout the day, making even simple tasks like walking, cooking, or holding a conversation feel more demanding than they should. One of the primary nutrients linked to this issue is vitamin B12, which plays a crucial role in the production of red blood cells and the maintenance of the nervous system. When levels of B12 are too low, the body struggles to transport enough oxygen to its tissues, leaving a person feeling drained and sluggish. Iron deficiency can have a similar effect, as iron is essential for hemoglobin, the protein in red blood cells that carries oxygen. Without enough of it, the body cannot generate the energy it needs to stay active and alert. In seniors, absorption of these nutrients can be reduced due to changes in digestion, medications, or even decreased appetite, which makes deficiencies more likely. Fatigue caused by a lack of essential vitamins and minerals can be mistaken for other conditions, leading many to overlook its true cause. This is why paying attention to patterns is so important. If tiredness persists despite rest, balanced meals, and a healthy routine, it may be a signal that the body is running on empty. Identifying and addressing the underlying deficiency can restore energy and improve overall quality of life, turning what feels like unavoidable exhaustion into a manageable and preventable issue. Number 2. Muscle weakness. Muscle weakness is another early signal that the body may not be getting enough of the nutrients it needs, and in seniors this symptom is especially concerning. Many older adults notice that everyday tasks, such as climbing stairs, carrying groceries, or even rising from a chair, become more difficult over time. While some of this can be attributed to natural muscle loss with age, persistent weakness that feels unusual or disproportionate may point toward vitamin D deficiency. Vitamin D is essential for muscle function because it helps the body absorb calcium, which plays a critical role in the contraction and relaxation of muscles. Without enough of it, muscles may feel heavy, shaky, or less responsive, increasing the risk of falls and injuries. Seniors are particularly vulnerable because their skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight, and dietary intake alone is often insufficient to meet the body's needs. In addition, people who spend most of their time indoors or live in regions with limited sunlight exposure are even more likely to face this issue. Alongside vitamin D, deficiencies in magnesium and potassium can also contribute to muscle weakness, since these minerals regulate nerve signals that control muscle movement. A lack of these nutrients can cause cramps, spasms, or a general feeling of fatigue in the muscles. Unlike occasional tiredness after exercise, deficiency-related weakness tends to be ongoing and can interfere with daily independence. For seniors, this becomes not just a physical concern but a safety one, as weakened muscles raise the chances of losing balance or suffering fracture. Paying attention to subtle changes in muscle strength, especially when paired with reduced mobility, may provide an important clue that the body is signaling a deeper nutritional imbalance. Number 3. Poor memory and confusion. Poor memory and confusion are among the most noticeable signs that a senior may be experiencing a vitamin in deficiency, and they often cause worry both for the individual and for loved ones. Forgetting small details occasionally is normal, but when memory lapses become more frequent, or when confusion sets in about simple tasks, it can be a sign that the brain is not getting the nourishment it needs. One of the most important nutrients for cognitive function is vitamin B12. This vitamin helps maintain the protective covering of nerve cells, called the myelin sheath, which ensures smooth communication between the brain and the rest of the body. When B12 levels drop too low, nerve signals can become impaired, leading to symptoms like forgetfulness, disorientation, and even mood changes. Seniors are especially prone to this deficiency because their ability to absorb B12 from food decreases with age, often due to reduced stomach acid or certain medications that interfere with absorption. Low levels of folate, another B vitamin, can also contribute to cognitive decline, as folate is involved in the production of neurotransmitters that regulate mood and memory. In some cases, vitamin D deficiency has been linked to poorer brain function as well, since vitamin D receptors are present in areas of the brain involved in memory and decision making. These deficiencies do not always cause sudden, dramatic changes. Rather, they can show up slowly, with subtle lapses in memory, trouble concentrating, or difficulty following conversations. Over time, these small signs can add up, affecting independence and quality of life. Because memory problems are often mistaken for normal aging or early dementia, it is important to recognize that nutritional gaps can play a significant role in brain health and may be corrected with proper attention to diet and supplementation. Number 4. Brittle nails and hair. Muscle weakness is another early signal that the body may not be getting enough of the nutrients it needs. And in seniors, this symptom is especially concerning. Many older adults notice that everyday tasks, such as climbing stairs, carrying groceries, or even rising from a chair, become more difficult over time. While some of this can be attributed to natural muscle loss with age, persistent weakness that feels unusual or disproportionate may point toward vitamin D deficiency. Vitamin D is essential for muscle function because it helps the body absorb calcium, which plays a critical role in the contraction and relaxation of muscles. Without enough of it, muscles may feel heavy, shaky, or less responsive, increasing the risk of falls and injuries. Seniors are particularly vulnerable because their skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight, and dietary intake alone is often insufficient to meet the body's needs. In addition, people who spend most of their time indoors or live in regions with limited sunlight exposure are even more likely to face this issue. Alongside vitamin D, deficiencies in magnesium and potassium can also contribute to muscle weakness, since these minerals regulate nerve signals that control muscle movement. A lack of these nutrients can cause cramps, spasms, or a general feeling of fatigue in the muscles. Unlike occasional tiredness after exercise, deficiency-related weakness tends to be ongoing and can interfere with daily independence. For seniors, this becomes not just a physical concern, but a safety one, as weakened muscles raise the chances of losing balance or suffering fractures. Paying attention to subtle changes in muscle strength, especially when paired with reduced mobility, may provide an important clue that the body is signaling a deeper nutritional imbalance. Number 5. Frequent bone or joint pain. Brittle nails and hair that breaks easily can serve as outward signs of an inner vitamin in deficiency, and while they may seem like minor cosmetic issues at first, they often point to deeper nutritional concerns in seniors. Nails that split, peel, or develop ridges, along with hair that becomes thin, dry, or prone to shedding, may signal that the body is lacking essential nutrients needed for healthy growth and repair. One of the most common culprits is biotin, a B vitamin that plays a critical role in the production of keratin, the protein that gives strength to both nails and hair. When biotin levels are too low, nails become fragile and hair loses its resilience. Iron deficiency is another factor that can contribute to these changes, as iron is vital for carrying oxygen to cells, including those responsible for nourishing hair follicles and nail beds. Without enough oxygen, growth slows and the structure of nails and hair weakens. Zinc deficiency can also have a similar effect, since zinc supports tissue growth and repair, and a shortage can lead to thinning hair and white spots or grooves in the nails. Seniors are more vulnerable to these deficiencies due to factors like reduced appetite, limited dietary variety, or medical conditions that interfere with absorption. Medications commonly prescribed in later years can also deplete certain vitamins and minerals, further increasing the risk. What makes these signs particularly important is that they are visible and can be noticed long before more serious complications develop. Brittle nails and hair are the body's way of signaling that something is missing on the inside, and paying attention to these early changes can provide valuable clues about overall health and nutritional balance. Number 6. Vision problems. Blurry vision or difficulty seeing at night may be connected to low vitamin A, which supports eye health. Vision problems in seniors can sometimes be a direct reflection of vitamin deficiencies, and while gradual changes in eyesight are often associated with aging, a lack of specific nutrients can make these issues appear earlier or progress more quickly. Blurry vision, difficulty seeing at night, or sensitivity to light may signal that the body is not receiving enough vitamin A. This vitamin is crucial for producing rhodopsin, a pigment in the eyes that allows them to adjust to changes in light. Without sufficient vitamin A, the eyes struggle to adapt, making tasks like driving at night or moving from bright sunlight into a dimly lit room more challenging. Beyond vitamin A, deficiencies in other nutrients such as lutein, zeaxanthin, and vitamin C can also contribute to deteriorating eye health. Lutein and zeaxanthin act as protective filters for the retina, shielding it from harmful blue light and reducing the risk of macular degeneration, a leading cause of vision loss in older adults. Vitamin C, on the other hand, supports the health of blood vessels in the eyes and helps prevent the formation of cataracts by reducing oxidative stress. Vitamin E and zinc are additional nutrients that play a role in maintaining clear, sharp vision, as they protect eye tissues from damage caused by free radicals and assist in transporting vitamin throughout the body. Seniors are particularly vulnerable to these deficiencies because of changes in diet, reduced absorption of nutrients, or limited access to fresh fruits and vegetables rich in antioxidants. Early signs of nutritional gaps affecting vision can be subtle, such as increased eye dryness, frequent irritation, or needing brighter light to read comfortably. Over time, these small changes can progress into more serious challenges that interfere with daily life and independence. Number 7. Mood changes. Depression, irritability, or sudden mood swings can sometimes be linked to low levels of vitamin D, folate, or omega-3 fatty acids. Mood changes in seniors can often be linked to vitamin deficiencies, though they are sometimes mistaken for natural emotional shifts that come with aging. Feelings of sadness, irritability, or sudden swings in mood may seem to arise without cause, but the body's nutrient balance plays a powerful role in regulating emotions and mental well-being. One of the key vitamins tied to mood is vitamin D, often referred to as the sunshine vitamin. Low levels of vitamin D have been consistently associated with symptoms of depression, low energy, and general feelings of unhappiness. Seniors are at higher risk for this deficiency because they may spend less time outdoors, and the skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D with age. Another important nutrient is folate, a B vitamin that is essential for the production of neurotransmitters such as serotonin and dopamine, both of which influence mood, motivation, and overall emotional balance. When folate levels drop, the brain struggles to maintain these chemical messengers, which can lead to increased risk of depression or anxiety. Vitamin B12 also plays a significant role, as deficiencies can cause irritability, confusion, and even more severe cognitive symptoms when left unaddressed. Omega-3 fatty acids, while not a vitamin, are another nutrient critical to brain health, and a shortage can contribute to mood instability. Seniors who do not consume enough fatty fish or fortified foods may experience emotional imbalances related to this deficiency. What makes these mood changes particularly concerning is how easily they can affect relationships, independence, and quality of life. Subtle irritability or ongoing sadness may not always be recognized as a health issue, but these symptoms often act as the body's way of signaling that nutritional support is missing and that brain chemistry is being disrupted. Number 8. Slow wound healing. If cuts and bruises take unusually long to heal, it may be due to vitamin C or zinc deficiency. Slow wound healing is a subtle but important sign that a senior may be experiencing a vitamin deficiency, and it often goes unnoticed until small injuries begin to take longer than expected to recover. When the body has the right balance of nutrients, cuts, scrapes, and bruises generally progress through the healing stages smoothly, but deficiencies can interrupt this natural process. Vitamin C is one of the most critical nutrients involved, as it is essential for the production of collagen, the protein that forms the structural foundation for new skin, blood vessels, and connective tissue. Without enough vitamin C, the body cannot build strong tissue efficiently, leading to wounds that remain open or fragile for longer periods. Zinc also plays a key role in healing by supporting cell division, tissue growth, and immune function. A shortage of zinc can cause wounds to close slowly or even reopen after initial healing. Protein intake is another factor, as protein provides the raw materials needed for tissue repair, and deficiencies can leave the body without the building blocks necessary for recovery. Vitamin further contributes by regulating inflammation and supporting the immune system's response to injury. Seniors are particularly vulnerable to deficiencies that slow wound healing because their diets may lack fresh fruits, vegetables, or protein-rich foods, and some medications can interfere with nutrient absorption. Additionally, conditions such as diabetes or circulatory problems, which are more common in older adults, can worsen the impact of low vitamin levels on recovery. Unlike temporary delays caused by infection or stress, deficiency-related slow healing tends to occur consistently, even with small injuries like minor cuts or scratches. This makes it an important early indicator that the body's nutritional needs are not being met adequately. Number 9. Tingling in hands and feet. A pins and needles sensation can often signal a lack of vitamin B12, which affects nerve health. Tingling in the hands and feet, often described as a pins and needles sensation, can be an early sign of vitamin deficiency in seniors, and should not be ignored when it becomes persistent or frequent. While occasional tingling can result from sitting in one position too long or poor circulation, ongoing numbness or prickling sensations often point toward a lack of vitamin B12. This vitamin is vital for maintaining healthy nerve cells and producing the protective myelin sheath that surrounds them. Without adequate B12, nerve communication becomes disrupted, leading to tingling, numbness, or even burning sensations in the extremities. Seniors are particularly prone to B12 deficiency because the ability to absorb this nutrient decreases with age due to reduced stomach acid and the use of certain medications, such as those for diabetes or acid reflux. Folate, another B vitamin, also supports nerve function, and its deficiency may contribute to similar symptoms. In addition, low levels of vitamin B6 can cause nerve irritation that feels like tingling or discomfort in the hands and feet. Deficiencies in minerals such as magnesium or potassium may also play a role, as they are necessary for proper muscle and nerve signaling. Unlike temporary tingling that resolves quickly, deficiency-related sensations tend to linger and gradually worsen over time, sometimes spreading from the toes upward or from the fingertips into the arms. These symptoms can interfere with balance, coordination, and even sleep if they become severe. Because nerve-related changes often develop slowly, seniors may dismiss them as a normal part of aging, but they are actually the body's way of signaling that key nutrients are missing. Identifying and correcting these deficiencies early can help protect nerve health and prevent more serious complications from developing later. And number 10, frequent infections. Getting sick more often than usual may point to low levels of vitamin C, vitamin D, or other nutrients that support immunity. Frequent infections in seniors can often be traced back to vitamin deficiencies, as the immune system relies heavily on proper nutrition to stay strong and responsive. When the body lacks essential vitamins and minerals, its ability to fight off bacteria, viruses, and other harmful invaders becomes compromised, leaving a person more vulnerable to repeated illnesses. Vitamin C is one of the most important nutrients for immunity, as it supports the production and function of white blood cells, which are the body's primary defense against infection. Low levels of vitamin C can make it harder to recover from common colds or respiratory infections, and may cause wounds or sore spots to linger longer. Vitamin D also plays a vital role in immune regulation, and deficiency in this nutrient has been linked to higher susceptibility to respiratory illnesses, including pneumonia and flu. Seniors are at greater risk because their bodies produce less vitamin D from sunlight, and many diets fail to provide enough through food sources. Zinc is another key nutrient for immune strength, as it helps activate certain immune cells and supports the body's ability to heal after illness or injury. Without enough zinc, even minor infections can become harder to overcome. Vitamin A further supports the immune system by maintaining the health of the skin and mucous membranes, which act as the first line of defense against pathogens. Seniors experiencing frequent colds, urinary tract infections, or lingering coughs may be showing signs that their nutrient intake is not adequate to support immune function. Unlike occasional illness, which is normal at any age, repeated or prolonged infections can signal that the body is struggling to defend itself due to missing vitamins and minerals. These patterns provide an early clue that nutritional intervention may be necessary to restore proper immune resilience. These 10 early warning signs are the body's way of speaking to us, reminding us that good health begins with proper nourishment. For seniors, paying attention to these signals can make all the difference in maintaining strength, memory, independence, and overall well-being. By recognizing the role that vitamins and minerals play in everyday health, we gain the opportunity to take action early, prevent complications, and enjoy the later years of life with vitality and confidence. Thank you.